The topic of the fifth module in the curriculum is coping skills. We'll be going over the planning, intervention, and termination portions of the module. We have now reached the planning section of the coping skills module. As shown, we'll be defining what coping is, situations where coping may be required, what coping skills are, discuss different kinds of coping skills, as well as what bullying is, what kinds of bullying there are, and the coping skills used to assist in the response to bullying. As we have outlined what is to be expected throughout this module, we will now move forward into the intervention stage. This section is roughly 40 minutes in length. This intervention stage, similar to other modules, will incorporate what was outlined previously. The definition of coping, situations where coping skills can be useful, different types of coping skills, and coping skills that can be specifically utilized in response to bullying. The information provided on each of these will give you the tools to teach the youth when to apply these skills within their personal life. All information that is necessary for this stage is located within the attached PowerPoint presentation. Through viewing this PowerPoint, you'll be presented with all the critical information within the intervention stage regarding coping skills. As with previous modules, before beginning the intervention stage, making sure you have all required materials and worksheets printed and available for you are very important. The coping skills module worksheets that you will need are the heart activity as well as the journal activity worksheet. As I go through this attached PowerPoint, similarly to what you will be doing with your teen, there will be portions where we listen to the audio provided on each slide and watch videos linked within the PowerPoint. When we approach those, I will make sure to indicate where to pause for discussion as a guide for when you present your own. For the sake of this presentation, since the audio is embedded within the slides, I have opted to present using this format versus presentation format, simply because it gives me control of the embedded audio. This is just the introductory slide. When you and your teen are ready to move on, you are more than welcome.
Coping describes any behavior that is designed to manage the stresses and overwhelming feelings that come with tough situations. Coping skills are important because they determine how you deal with difficult situations, such as the development of a new allergy or being bullied. How you cope with that situation will play a huge role in your health, both mentally and physically. Coping in a healthy manner can also aid in sustaining your relationships and preserving your positivity.
As this slide just presents the definition of coping skills, you're more than welcome to use time to discuss. But if no further questions are presented, you can simply move on to the next content slide.
There are many situations that may require us to use coping skills, such as bullying, stress, and trauma. Bullying is any aggressive behavior among children that involves a real or perceived power imbalance. Bullying is behavior that is repeated over time. Stress is a response to pressure or a threat. And trauma. This is an event or series of events that is overwhelming and brings on strong negative emotions.
Again, with the information provided on this slide, questions that the teen presents can always be discussed. And once those discussions are concluded, when ready, you can just move on to the next slide.
There are a variety of coping skills that can be used, such as self-soothing, distraction, opposite action, emotional awareness, mindfulness, and having a crisis plan for when coping skills are just not enough.
This slide provides 6 different kinds of coping situations. It aims to provide a visual representation of when coping skills may be applicable to current stressors.
Some examples of ways that may help you cope are writing your thoughts down in a journal, listening to your favorite music, taking a walk, or playing with a pet. Find out what is helpful for you in that moment to help put you in a better place.
Like just stated, these are some visual examples of coping skills, some of which may be more applicable to your teen versus another. So considering all of them as an option is important. This next slide is a YouTube video that goes into the coping skill of breathing, like breathing techniques. This is box breathing specifically.
There are times when we all experience feelings of stress or anxiety. In these moments, you can use your breath to help calm those feelings. Box breathing is a simple relaxation technique that can help you reset your breath and return to its normal rhythm. You can do it anywhere, anytime. Box breathing can help reduce stress and improve mood. It can also help with controlling and managing emotions. It's very easy to learn. Imagine breathing around a box. Inhale as you visualize going up one side of the box, gradually filling your lungs with air. When you reach the top, hold your breath for 1 to 5 seconds as you picture going across the top of the box. Exhale gradually as you imagine traveling down the other side of the box. Pause again for 1 to 5 seconds as you go along the bottom of the box. Then repeat. This can be done 7 to 10 times in a row, focusing on the breath. If you can do it sitting down with your feet grounded, that will help too. But really, it can be done anywhere. Box breathing has physiological and psychological benefits. Physiologically, it regulates breath, increases oxygen to the lungs, and can help reduce blood pressure and lower heart rate. Box breathing can help psychologically by providing focus to your breath and removing attention from the things that are causing feelings of stress and anxiety. The repetition of box breathing can also help reduce stress. So, in moments when feelings of stress and anxiety are overwhelming, remember box breathing and the power of your breath as a simple way to relax and breathe a bit easier.
Now that I have returned back to the curriculum PowerPoint, this last slide goes over coping skills with being bullied, as well as safety tips on cyberbullying. I also included this in my instructional PowerPoint, and I provided a bit more information on that. Before we get into the coping skills with bullying, I wanted to introduce the heart activity. This worksheet will be printed prior to your meeting with your teen. On this activity sheet, with the heart symbol, have the person you're coaching write 5 things inside that they like most about themselves. Building yourself up at the beginning of the day is an important way to mentally prepare yourself at the beginning of the day and prepare yourself by having tools that prevent negative thoughts. This can be done in many ways, such as preparing a list of 5 things you like most about yourself and posting them around your living area with sticky notes, or replacing those positive affirmations with things you're thankful for is another approach to the same kind of concept. The journal activity. This sheet as well will also be printed before your meeting with your teen. Have the individual that you're coaching list a few hobbies that they feel help them reduce stress. Externalizing your stress through differing activities versus internalizing is a healthy way to cope. Finding a positive outlet where you can relax by exercising as a hobby or journaling is a great way to express emotions and relieve stress. Hobbies involving art or music are outlets for expression. Journaling can be helpful in writing down present thoughts and unhealthy emotions. Journaling can also help individuals reflect on their past experiences and recognize possible growth. That reflection can influence positive thoughts when it comes to succeeding in the future. These images were in the curriculum PowerPoint I just recently presented to you. The audio embedded in the slide didn't necessarily cover as much as you should probably know. So with detail into the coping with being bullied, some of the examples would include telling an adult. Adults can assist in getting bullying behavior to stop. Finding someone that you trust who will take action is important. This can be a parent, teacher, counselor. Second one being ignore the bully. Bullies tend to pursue individuals who provide the reaction that they're looking for rather than giving them that. Walk away or ignoring them is more likely to make them stop versus reacting. Third, standing up for yourself. Standing up for yourself doesn't mean that you should bully back, although it is acceptable to tell them no. Making sure you communicate firmly and respectfully is important. Fourth, going on a walk with friends. Keeping friends close can make it harder for a bully to single you out. And the last one being avoid the bully. By avoiding the bully if possible, they are less likely to run into you, and this can lessen the bullying behavior. As with cyberbullying, there are a few tips on how to cope with that. Stop, don't respond, don't retaliate, block the bully, don't be a bully, talk to a trusted adult, be civil, save the evidence, and make sure you're being a friend, not a bystander. This leads us to the termination stage of the coping skills module. This is an opportunity to discuss any further questions of what was talked about in this module, which would have been what coping is, the different types of coping skills, and even coping with bullying. And again, like all of the other modules, evaluation will also take place.